I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another night of iRacing action here on the National Racing Network. For tonight, it's going to be the Stars and Cars of the USF Pro Championships. The artist formerly known as Indy Pro 2000 coming to you right here on the National Racing Network. My name is Chris Graham, joined in the booth as always by Mr. James Watson. But tonight we got Patrick Byrne, the Bizzlers here. We got Seb Kinder here. Man, I'm jacked up here. We got a full booth of people here. And I'll tell you what, James, this place is one of those heading off to Circuit Zandvoort. This is the new 2020 layout that Lewis Hamilton owns the track record on. And this place has been kind of an interesting case study in why do people do or do not drive a track on iRacing.
Yeah, it's another one of those great tracks that don't really get the participation it deserves. As we were joking before the race, too many turns scare people, apparently. But yeah, this is going to be the first time we've taken the cars to the new updated layout. We've got a lot more banking, got a lot more updated sights and sounds around the track. So I'm looking forward to seeing how everyone deals with that.
Yeah, this place looks absolutely spectacular. And let's see, we'll try to at least try to, there we go, show you the championship point standings entering tonight's race, and Ted Burns holding a, we'll call it a 45-point lead over Brian Molitor, Darren Fahey, Sam Carasala, and Joshua Crow making up the top five. But that does include some races that have already been run this week. And of note, there are some drivers in the show that are in the show this week that, well, quite frankly, I don't think we're necessarily going to see them turning laps here with us tonight. But let's pick up Ted Burns as he is out on the racetrack working his qualification run. Pretty deep field here tonight as well, Bizzle. 2961 is the I rating, but a darn near full field. 23 cars on the entry list in a single split. So it may not be piles and piles of splits, but there's some pretty decent heavy iron in this one.
Yeah, a full field of 23 cars. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to get lap traffic here, but it's definitely a possibility. With there not being a split, some of the lower drivers in this one may have only just gotten their C license, and this could be a pretty wild one to watch towards the end.
Yeah, another name that Seb is on the list here with us tonight that we have not seen in a while is Carter Lundy. The number 2 sim racing center entry out of the Great White North. This guy is lightning fast coming through that final banked turn number 14. It is crazy what we might be able to see this kid do tonight.
Yeah, Carter is always one of the best. Not sure where he's been, what he's been running, but I can tell you he's been going fast, and I haven't seen him featured in the PM18 on the iRacing Instagram, so definitely he's been running, just not Thursday nights.
Yeah, just not the SOF races, basically. As Ted Burns goes top of the board, 1 minute 27.911 will be his lap timer record. Mobin Khan, very quick in the number 14. He's going to be only about a quarter of a second back. Carter Lundy, Nick Daly, and Brian Molitor completing the top 5 as it stands right now. Cole Trexler moving himself up onto the board in position number 16, sliding just in front of the 17 of Simon Fell. And I'll tell you what, Seb, I'm hopefully you're still here with us.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to this race tonight, because one of the things that we see at this place, especially with the nature of this place having 2, almost 3 banked corners, a couple of off-camber corners, there's a lot of opportunities for drivers to attack the race course and attack each other, as we watch Carter Lundy go to the top of the board, 127.603.
Gee, that's a fast lap, and yeah, you have a mix of driver challenge and driver that can attack each other. You have turn 1, also turn 3 technically as an overtaking hotspot. The chicane, which is of course the better corner of the track. No, it's joking. Wes, please don't kill me. Yeah, so it should be very interesting. Like, I'm very hyped to see them how that will turn out. So I just can't wait.
We're looking forward to it here. Cole Trexler, Jay Brazer still working there. Second laps in qualifying. Joao Rafael Silva Lopez and Wolfgang Hoffman on the speedway, turning their first timed laps. At this point, only Peter Donchak, it looks like, is not on the race course as of yet. A little bit of a surprise here that we see Everett down in the 8th position after lap number 1. A full second back as well, 1 minute 28.654.
It's not too surprising. You know, these opening laps are a bit dubious, you know, trying to wait for the tires to come up to temp. Especially with a track like this, so many fast, high-speed corners, you need the grip from the tires up to temp. So you're not really going to see good lap times here in lap 1.
Well, Everett coming down to put lap number 2 on the board, and it will be good for position number 6, 1 minute 28.369 seconds as he brings that car to a stop, and we'll pick up Joao Rafael Silva Lopez. Another of our regular names that we're used to seeing out here of late over the last couple of seasons. Lopez currently sitting 18th in the championship standings. The number that immediately jumps out at me looking at the championship standings table, Ted Burns leading the championship standings with 358 points. He's led 74 of his 75 completed laps and has count them, one incident on the course of the season. He dipped a wheel off somewhere. That's borderline ridiculous in the first couple of weeks. We were joking about the fact that Ted is now doing the community a service, and he's putting out track guides. He's putting out a kind of modified baseline setup, if you will. And some of the drivers are going, I love the sets, and some are going, I can't drive this thing. This guy is just too good.
Yeah, Ted's an alien who can run like negative downforce confirmed. Though we already knew. Hi, Kenny!
We got Kenny checking in here, giving James some love.
Always awesome to hear from Kenny.
So 5 seconds remaining in the qualification session. The lap times are done for everybody, and it looks like Peter Donchak will be the only car that does not attempt a lap in qualifications. Want to remind everybody, hit the like and subscribe and share and all those kind of fun buttons, and make sure you're checking in so you don't ever miss any of the stuff that we post here. The schedule does change a little bit next week for the Christmas holiday. And basically what that means for everybody is that we'll be off on Monday. And our Monday Silver Crown race is going to move to Wednesday for the next couple of weeks. Timing will be the same. Everything will still roll here at 8:45, but just want to make sure you take note of that one on the schedule here. But now it's time for us to take a look at our starting grid for tonight's race. And on the pole, out of the Great White North in the Sim Racing Center number 2, it is Carter Lundy with a lap time of 1 minute 27.603. Ted Burns in the Downforce Racing number 1 will line up to the outside of Carter. Row number 2 will have the Dr. Dauber, number 14 of Movin Khan, lining up alongside of the second Downforce Racing car in the field. That one belongs to Nicholas Daly. Row number 3 will be the Air Alaska number 9 of Sam Carasal, a guy who was worried about outright pace, going, oh my God, who is this Lundy kid and where is the speed coming from? During the practice session, we kind of all just went, yeah, don't base yourself off of him. You're doing just fine, Sam. He's going to line up inside of row number 3. To his outside will be the TNT Racing number 6 of Everett Paddock. Row number 4 will be Brian Molitor in the 6 alongside of Alexander Wesley Hazelworth. Piloting car number 5, the law firm, rolling outside of row number 4. Jason Miller in the PPG Shelby Power number 12 will be inside of row number 5 alongside of the NASA Meatball of Brian Labarge. Keep your eye on these two throughout the race. They seem to just not be able to get away from each other over the course of these official races, and usually put on a pretty darn good battle too. Row number 6 will have Australia's Darren Fahey alongside of the third Downforce Racing car in the field. This one, the number 8 of Carl Lemkool. Row number 7, Joey Villamaret out of the United States. That looks like a weird mashup F1 paint scheme. I'm not entirely sure which one, but it reminds me of something. Alongside of the very Chase Elliott looking number 21 of Jason Padu in the Napa Auto Parts machine. Row number 8, the Homestead Coffee Roasters, Tales from Rubicon, Schaefer Oil number 13 of West Shire alongside of Cole Trexler in the number 22. We told the story of his paint scheme the other night. May do that one again as the night goes on here, because that's a pretty darn cool story for that one. Mike Holler in the Citizens Climate Lobby number 11 will be inside of row number 9. To his outside, the T. Watson Racing Setups number 18 of Brazil's Nieje Camargo. Row number 10, Joao Rafael Silva Lopez lining up alongside of Wolfgang Hoffman, another Brazilian native inside of this one. To his outside, driver from the state of Ohio. Jay Brazer out of Australia and Simon Fell from the United States on row number 11. And row number 12 tonight will be Peter Donchak, as we mentioned, the only car not to set a time here in qualifications.
Yeah, it was funny listening to Sam talk about him seeing Carter's pace and being taken aback by that, and all of us here is just like, first time?
Yeah. Haven't been here before. At least haven't seen him yet, have you? And quite frankly, what is, I'm going to say, partially mind-boggling in some respects is at one point West Shire chimes in and goes, Carter just gapped me by a second driving flat out through the S's.
My favorite Carter Lundy story is when he was first starting on iRacing, jumped in TNT, goes, hey guys, I think I want to run this car. And we're all like, cool. He goes, hops into practice, runs a lap, and he goes, is this fast? Is this competitive? And we thought he was screwing with us because he had just set the world record.
That sounds about right.
That's Carter Lundy for you.
That's like if in D&D you say, does a 29 hit? Of course it does hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's freakish pace out of this kid. And the best part is he is so incredibly aggressive. I will say smartly aggressive in how he drives the race car, too. He's not afraid to go absolutely ballistic with that car. But Fields making their way through turn number 14. iRacing Porsche safety car will hit pit lane and the green flag will go in the air, and we are underway here round number 3 of the USF Pro Championship. Lundy going to grab the quick lead at the start over Ted Burns. Moving Khan slots into third. Looks like just about everybody getting cleanly through turn number 1 as they head into the bank turn 3 for the first time. Everybody taking that outside lane that was popularized in the F1 series, and quite frankly, I don't understand why they don't take more of those corners that way. Keep the thing wound up as much as you possibly can.
On the road course side, I am not sure there's much to gain like there is on the oval side running the high.
Oh, hold up, early trouble. Early trouble. Everett Paddock and Sam Carasala. As Ted Burns goes around Lundy for the race lead. Let's take a look and see what happened here.
Oh,
Carasala and Paddock,
no.
a little bit of contact.
No. Oh, wow. Is that how USF 2000s are made?
No, James, because you need to turn one car a quarter around.
Did anyone else see when Everett towed how Sam's car was still up in the air?
Yeah, it was still up in the air. iRacing for you.
It was just catching its breath.
Wow, Teddy Burns and Carlos already way ahead.
Yeah, that's huge. That's disappointing. That's 2 top-tier drivers out before we even reach the halfway point.
Halfway point of lap number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like this corner where they crash is not really an hot spot to be fair. Or you need to be really side by side, I think.
Looks like we also may have trouble here for Nietzsche Camargo.
And Holler as well.
Oh, they were right behind the incident. Oh, this.
Well, let's see. Looks like he just kind of grabbed the brakes and little contact. Oh, and it just took the rear wing right off of Camargo's car. Oh, what a spot of bad luck that is.
Yeah, that looked like neck code. It looked funky.
Looked like Mike Holler going around as well.
Yeah, because that was Naichi and I think Jay Brazier, so I think Mike was in a separate incident.
Yeah, we'll take a look and see what happened to Jay as he was getting that car spun back around. It decided it still doesn't want to be facing the right direction. Now Carter Lundy getting the big toe off at Teddy B down to turn number 1. And Lundy puts up a new fastest lap of the race, 127.994. I love it.
At one point,
God, he is so good at that. It looks like he's leaving the door open or even making a mistake and just cracking that door ever so slightly for the guy who's behind him. And the choice is stuff the car in the hole that's not really there and potentially wreck you both, or back out of it, and now he knows you're not going to make that aggressive move.
Yeah, because you can't really do a whole lot. The only really thing you could do is try to pull off a slide job. You know, carrying the momentum off of the high side, you just have so much speed. It's such a speed boost coming off a corner exit that the car that you're battling with just can't do anything unless they pull on Dale Jr. slide job, send it, and hope for the best.
Slide back in the field a little bit, pick up Joey Villamoret and Jason Paydu. Go ahead, Seb.
I was going to say, like, the only way to really overtake at a corner, even though I said it wasn't overtaking a hotspot, is just to do the slide job and then end up right in front of the car you wanted to overtake as he's back on the gas. He would get slowed down and hold his momentum will be killed off. This is what I'm kind of sad they kind of messed up that corner, because if they did it a bit differently, so we could also use the bottom lane to overtake, that would have been very interesting.
Ted Burns back in front of Carter Lundy as they get to turn number 1. These guys are just going to trade the race lead down the front straightaway. Now we'll slide back, pick up Brian Labarge and Darren Fahey in the battle for the 9th position. That battle was a little bit quiet, so we'll head back to the front here and pick up Ted Burns and Carter Lundy.
They gotta be just a little careful because Daly and Khan are starting to run them down.
You're right, actually. Whoa! And I'm seeing lap cars!
Go on board here with Teddy B. There's the good look at Carter Lundy.
Wow, heck of a good camera.
This is a great view.
Oh, Ted Burns looking up the inside of the bank corner.
Yes, it's interesting how they run the different lines through there. Teddy, a bit lower than Carter.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just doing it to get just that little bit of air on the nose to get it to turn. I really don't think he's looking to pass because I really don't think... Ooh, wow, it looked like Carter was going to go way wide, but I really don't think it's that good of an overtaking though, just because of the fact that because it's so hard to overtake with all the momentum on the high side, there's better places to overtake. Like here's a good overtaking area if you're brave enough, or you can just kind of sit behind and try to slipstream off coming to the start-finish line.
I think that's what we're going to see where that final pass of the race is made. You basically just have to do enough to stay close through turn 14, and it's going to be tight to see if somebody will be able to get that pass completed before the start-finish line. You can definitely get the pass made into turn 1. The question we're going to see develop later in this race is, do we see the pass happen before the start-finish line? I don't know that we've seen that just yet.
We haven't, so you might need to think about a different place to make that pass before you get to the checker.
And at this point, Bizzle, I would tend to assume you kind of want to hold your cards a little bit close to the vest. Maybe try something here in the midpoint of the race, but for the most part, you don't want to give up saying, hey, I know I can make this move here. I'm not going to show him that I can get it done.
Yeah, unless Carter really opens that door, does make a mistake, which we have seen Carter make mistakes before. They're kind of rare, but he does do it sometimes. So unless he does, I wouldn't make a move just yet, just because he's very aggressive fighting back. So if you do get by him, he's going to try everything he possibly can to get by you.
And right now, this is the best battle on the racetrack. Actually, we'll slide back a little bit here. Pick up Sam Carasala and Joel Rafael Silva Lopez. These guys battling for the 15th position. This is the tightest fight on the racetrack. Other than that, it's the battle for the race lead, and it's Ted Burns making the move on Carter Lundy.
Wow. Oh, slide jump!
Oh, there it is! Ooh. Oh my goodness! Oh, wow!
Get top of it there.
Well, definitely some oval racing going on in the bank corner.
Yeah, really.
It's now side by side.
Oh, they're side by side in places where you shouldn't. This is incredible!
Oh,
look at this!
Let's go.
Oh, what a move! Oh my god!
This is amazing. Oh,
Teddy just... Oh, man, Teddy just put his stuff on the table, just whap! Oh my goodness.
And look who arrived, Nicholas Italy is here.
Yeah.
Daly, Mobe, and Khan are right there, and Brian Molitor, Alexander Wesley, Hazelworth are only about a second and a half back of these guys. If they keep this up, it will be a 6-car battle for the race win here, potentially.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see it, please.
I want chaos.
Yeah.
It was a good thing to wake up at 3 in the morning for this.
The dedication of all of us here at Everred.
Oh, there's the move. It was so close to being done by the start-finish line.
Interesting.
Like,
It was
now
close.
Here's the question. How much do you think they're actually letting off before the start finish? Like, to not show, hey, I can overtake you right before the start finish line.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a lot of give up there, because you would give up so much momentum to turn 1. You're still seeing the pass happen at turn 1. If you were backing off at the start-finish line, even just breathing the throttle, you're still killing the momentum a little bit there, aren't you?
I mean, regardless, I don't think we're gonna see. I think that's gonna be a last-ditch effort. If you're passed earlier in that final lap, that's gonna be the last-ditch effort. But you're not gonna want to try to rely on that, because you have such a short window to operate. They come into the checker flag.
Oh, Lundy slides a little bit off the track.
And Ted got a big wiggle.
And this one's just like, why is Scotto so slow here?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a pucker factor Zulu moment there, when you're thinking, okay, this guy should be, you kind of just know the pace that everybody should be, and all of a sudden, he's not. And you're going, oh, Schlitz.
Yep.
I heard sirens.
He thought about it. This is agonizing for Cod, because he's just out of draft range. He's just hoping that they start battling just a little bit harder.
Now you know the feeling of, I'm just in the track French, please, please, please. Then I get on the IndyCar ovals.
The most helpless feeling, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Khan is now sitting a full second back, and it's almost an even 1 second back of Nicholas Daly.
Whoa!
That's very much Ted Burns just going, yep, I'm still here.
He's playing those Jedi mind tricks again.
Have I been under a bridge, or has this always been called the Everend Exorcist Camp?
It started with the AJ Camargo, actually. He loved it. He called it that, and I was like, yeah, that's beautiful. Anything that you can spin your head around backwards on, we'll call it the Exorcist Cam.
Oh.
Very smart, keeping. Oh, he's still there. He touched. Still there. Oh, this is not a good idea for here.
Oh my god.
Slide jump. Slide jump.
Oh my god. What a view. What a view.
This is insane. And Daly is just rubbing his hands.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you're Nick Daly, what do you do? There's literally nowhere to go on the racetrack.
There isn't, and here's Mobin.
It's Mobin time. If you're Nick Daly in that position,
Big slide there for Lundy.
If you're Nick Daly, I think you're considering giving them some space.
I would do the opposite, actually. Just stay right behind and wait for the first occasion to slip through a gap to while they're not looking.
I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be you're sooner gonna experience a gap between the parts of their cars and their cars than a gap to get by.
Hey, if you no longer go for a gap that doesn't exist, you're no longer racing driver.
Now Brian Molitor, Alexander Wesley, Hazelworth are really starting to catch up. Wow, big send by Lundy into one.
This is just lap 10, guys. Or lap 11.
Wow, that was... Did I see a little bit of brake lock up from Carter trying to do that?
I was going to say, I think he grabbed a little bit of brake there. It may be a tiny bit too much, but almost one of those just give him the spot and then you're right back on the attack again.
Yeah, he didn't want to get freight trade because he's kind of at a disadvantage here. He's in between a DFR sandwich.
Yummy.
Well, there's
he's going for it.
There's send.
Oh, I'm seeing smoke.
Yeah, did someone just...
Looks like Carl Lemkool may have just gone off the racetrack. Just ahead of these guys.
Oh, he went over that curve like it was nothing.
Yeah.
God, what a fight here at the front of the field. And it is definitely now a 6-car battle.
Yeah, Molitor and the law firm are here. Let's go. Let's go.
It will take something crazy.
Oh my
God.
You said something crazy? Oh!
Lundy sends it deep.
Oh, big wiggle from Ted.
I was about to say, it's going to take something crazy for Jason Miller and Brian Labarge to have a shot to get back into this. They are 13 and change seconds behind this battle.
And there may be a podium in there on the horizon and they don't even know it.
Oh my God.
Wow, watching these cars bounce around like that, too.
I swear Hazelworth has, because like Hazelworth was behind them and now he's not. I think Alex is like, I'm gonna give him space. The TV monitor couldn't handle the epic race.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we had a, there we go. Carter Lundy getting off track a little bit here, but now he's inside of Brian Molitor, back up to position number 4. Now it's going to be Ted Burns, Nick Daly, and Mobin Khan at the head of the field.
Whoa.
Looks like the timing tower having a little bit of a hiccup.
The awesomeness is just too high, and the timing tower could not keep up.
Well, let's see. It's
Now
Ted Burns, Nick Daly, Mobin Khan, Carter Lundy, Brian Molitor, the top 5.
Oh, he's going for it. Oh, there's a car slow.
Yeah, Naichi Kamaga just doing the polite thing and getting out of this crazy train. Ozzy Osbourne in this place. I'm trying to make jokes, but I don't think I can come up with one that wouldn't put us at risk of copyright strike. So I'm just gonna
yeah, all you found was soup. Oh, I was seeing a free wall. Oh, on the outside? Are you kidding me?
Oh, he sent a little too hard. Put a little too much postage on that set. If you're Carter though, priority number 1 is getting by daily. You do not want this being a downforce controlled race. And there they go by Peter Donchek. He's getting out of the way. Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh, that's so tight.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, he's going again. He's going for seconds.
You've got to make this pass quickly.
There.
Whoa!
Wow.
Oh, that.
I'll tell you what a dummy he just sold on Nick Daly. Oh,
And he
my
totally
goodness.
bought it. He totally. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
They made it through! How did they survive?
because
Oh my
dick.
Well,
Yeah, the best drivers in the world.
this is race over. Look at how far Teddy is now. That's 2 seconds. Oh, and Nick goes just a little bit wide for good measure.
See, I told you the chicane was the best corner in that circuit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Teddy B with the biggest smile.
Oh, God!
He gave him the hip check. Well, it was more of a nose check, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, and
Bump and
now
run, baby.
that was a 2-for-1 too. Called a blue light special as Mobin Khan comes past Nick Daly as well, and Teddy B now out to a 2-second lead.
Is it a bump? Is it a bump and run if you bump the person that you're trying to get out of the way, their front with your rear?
So that is
Yeah. There was a bump and you ran.
Yeah.
It's backwards, so it's a run and bump. Question mark.
run it bump. I think.
There's-
These are
a-
terminologies used in a courtroom one day.
Daly and Molitor are off the racetrack. Oh,
Well,
a
we knew
heartbreaker
that
for
was-
Nick Daly. He's back to 6th.
This is called going downhill.
It's fine. Teddy's gonna thank him in his race winner speech at the end.
Take a look here. Oh, just a little bit of a
That
slide
goes
wide from
hard.
Nick Daly.
He also looked like when earlier into contact, he was getting tight. I think he also has some weak damage from that. Lucky.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Seb.
Now, Moving Khan would be dangerous. Wow. Number 14-2, good iRacing day for him.
Whoa!
Sliding.
Big wiggle.
Yeah, you say a good iRating day for Mobin Khan. He entered this race as a 27.43. He's racing Carter Lundy that's a 62.90. Ted Burge, your race leader, at a 73.78.
Jeez.
And Ted's gonna get 15 for this win.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I'm
He's-
joking, it's probably gonna be less.
I was going to say, he's going to pick up exactly 1 iRating point for the SOF win tonight.
Good
If
Lord,
he can
I don't
hold
want
on.
Suffering from
Oh.
success.
Don't put that evil on him, Ricky Bobby.
Just gonna make it interesting.
There you see that white Downforce racing machine just up the road ever so slightly. Making their way through turn 14, and it'll be the white flag this time by 1 lap to go for Ted Burns. Oh,
Here he comes.
the Pruitt fade by Lundy.
Crossover. Ooh, Khan
Big
doesn't open the door
crossover.
fast enough.
No, but Carter's gonna open it for him. Oh, the slide job.
Reverse slide job.
He didn't need it.
Yeah, he's going to be so weak if
Oh my goodness! That was
Passing the
huge.
grass?
Exactly.
Pass the grass. Made the pass, so it's in passing the grass.
We're going to do it
Oh.
for Dale over here in the Netherlands.
See, we know our stock car racing in Europe.
Yeah, just these cars have wings, not fenders.
Wing fangers. Same shit.
I don't know, the way they're driving, you couldn't really tell.
I'll tell you what, it's a heck of a drive here from Mobin Khan too, because Carter Lundy is putting every possible kind of pressure on Mobin Khan, and he did not crack.
There's still one corner left to go, Chris.
Yes, there is 1 corner left to go for race winner Ted Burns, well, race leader. Now off that final corner, checkered flag goes in the air. And Ted Burns picks up the win at Zandvoort. A fantastic drive. Mobin Khan comes home second. And Carter Lundy's going to round out the podium, but he's already gone. Cross the start-finish line, put it in park, slide to a stop.
driver of the day, Mobin Khan. No questions.
Carter Lundy is going to be the most mundane, monotone. You can tell he's upset, but not really person in the interview. I'm willing to put money on that.
Yes, he is definitely, I will say, a chill human, very Canadian of him.
You can put the same interview to him winning a race or losing a race. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. He's almost like Kimi Räikkönen in his interviews.
Heck yeah. Love some Kimi reference.
What does the helmet do? It protects my head.
It protects my head. It protects my head.
Well, while the field, all 23 cars have taken the checkered flag now, so we can show you your official race results. Ted Burns getting the win by 3.2 seconds, and that is a deceptive 3.2 seconds over Mobin Khan. Carter Lundy coming home third. Alexander Wesley Hazelworth and Brian Molitor will complete the top 5. 6 through 10 tonight, Nick Daly, Jason Miller, Brian Labarge, Darren Fahey, and Wes Shire. Nice top 10 for Wes, coming off a championship in the TNT Shock Series on Tuesday night. Putting up a good run here in the SOF as well. Joey Villamoret, Sam Carasala, Jason Padu, Wolfgang Hoffman, Joao Rafael Silva Lopez. Back through the 15th position. Nice recovery drive for Carasala. 16 through 20 tonight, Simon Fell, Mike Holler, Nieje Camargo, Cole Trexler, and Peter Dodchak. And rounding out the field, Carl Lemkool, Jay Brazer, and Everett Paddock. A big disappointment for Everett tonight, coming home in the 23rd position after that early race contact. But now, let's bring in our race winner tonight, Mr. Ted Burns. And oh my goodness, man. When you see Carter Lundy show up, you know you're in for a treat. I'll say it that way. You're in for a battle. But how intense was that for the first kind of 2/3 of this race? That was crazy.
It was a lot of fun. It was nice having Carter back, and he put up a crazy fight. It was tough. I think the first maybe 7 laps or so we were just kind of feeling each other out, and then we started going a little bit more aggressively. I looked down, there's still 10 laps to go. I was like, oh boy, it's going to be one of these. It was a slugfest, but it was so much fun to drive, and it's always a pleasure racing Carter. I can trust him, inside outside. So he helped make that battle as probably as fun as it was to watch.
Yeah, it was quite frankly a fantastic show you guys put on here, and we got a pretty decent SOF tonight, even with only one split. What do you think it is about Zandvoort that some people just seem to gravitate to? It seems like some people are either really good here and love coming here, and some people just absolutely can't stand the place.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to drive. It has a really nice flow once you figure it out, but until you get to that point, it's extremely frustrating. So it's you got to be kind of stubborn and kind of work past that frustrating portion until you finally get that flow down and figure it out, and then it becomes a really fun track to drive. So it was just a dream, hot lapping it by yourself or out in qualifying. It's so much fun, but I think maybe the first couple laps are a little discouraging to some people. So it was still awesome to see a full split out here this week. So right before the holidays, that was awesome. It was and like you said, it was still pretty high strength of field. So we're getting some quality entries out here.
Yeah, and quite frankly, the show that you guys put on was intense. Was there any concern about either net code, the kind of barely incidental contacts, and some of those things that we'll see? Because prior to the update, it was definitely an issue. Does that cross your mind at all when you're battling as close as you guys were?
Honestly, no. Maybe it should, but maybe that hurt the battle. And I think we both know it's there, and we're aware that if that happens, it's not necessarily on the other one, and it kind of happens. It's a chalked up to racing incident at that point. So, I mean, we're just going to race each other hard. We're just going out there trying to win, and neither of us wants to give an inch. So if you start giving an inch for the net code, it can it can be a little bit of a disadvantage, especially when you're battling someone as fast as Carter. So it's I think we're going all out and giving just enough to keep iRacing happy out there.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a fantastic show tonight, Ted. Congratulations on the win. And before we let you go here, do all those sponsor plugs and shout outs for us.
Yeah, for sure. Got to thank Downforce Racing. Guys worked really hard this week, getting the setup and the car fast, helping get everyone up to pace. Unfortunately, other guys had a couple issues in the race, but, it was they still all qualified near the front, so that was awesome as a team. Got to thank you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast. Love watching it each week, and everyone for coming out racing the series. And hope everyone enjoys my lap walkthrough videos and setups. And if you want those, come stop by the forum, hit me up on Discord, whatever, and happy to help out.
All right, Ted. Well, thank you much. And we do appreciate those as well, because quite frankly, it's teaching me the racetracks as well, especially places like this that we never get to. So, Ted, congratulations on the win. Now it's time to bring in our second place finisher tonight, Mr. Mobin Khan. And we'll bring Mobin up into the booth here with us. And Mobin, congratulations. Quite frankly, just an absolutely epic drive here tonight. Talk us through those last couple of laps, because Carter Lundy threw everything he possibly could at you, and you still managed to hold him off. That was a really impressive drive.
Agreed. This was probably the most intense race I've done in this broadcast. And, we had a good run out of the last corner, and it was white flag, so I said, this is the only chance I'm going to get. And unfortunately, fortunately for me, I was able to make the move stick, especially exiting the carousel. I think I got a really good run, and just managed to hold him back just enough just to survive the lap. Because you know him, he attacks nonstop from start to finish. And honestly, I think everybody had a tough race. I saw people oversteering like crazy. I made a terrible mistake on lap 1. I was pretty proud. I was able to recover and keep my head down and crawl back to the draft with the lead group. And because they were fighting, I was able to stay within that draft range.
Yeah, how much fun is that when, obviously you make the mistake, you're starting to recover, and then you look at the relative, and then you can just see them getting closer. That has to be just a total kind of jacked up thing. There is a shot here left in this race.
That's exactly it. It's at first you see the delta, and it's it's still 0.9, and then they start fighting, and it's 0.8, 0.6. And at one point, I clawed back 0.3, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be in this fight now. There's no getting out here.
Well, I'll tell you what, you took the fight to him, came home with a podium. Congratulations on it, Mobin. And before we let you go, make sure you do all the sponsor plugs and shout outs you'd like to get in here.
For sure. I'd love to thank Echelon Simsport for their continuous support. Adam Crane, who's obviously guided me from day one in this series to help me achieve these results. Couldn't have done it without him. And I'd love to give a shout out to Dr. Dabber, our sponsor, and you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast every week. You guys you're never late. You're always here, and you're holding the show down. And I'd also like to extend another shout out to Ted, who's doing his best to help grow the community with his tutorial videos this season. I think that's really nice of him to dedicate some free time to do something like that, given his expertise. I think it's really nice, and will help grow this awesome community.
Well, Mobin, I agree with you on that. Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming to check into the booth here with us. And yeah, he absolutely hit the nail right square on the head. The little things that you have to do to grow a community, James, we're seeing out of guys like Ted Burns, and I think it does honestly make a difference. And you're seeing that even in guys that have a 2,700, 2,900 I rating. We have 4 2,900 I ratings or lower inside the top 10 tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see those guys be able to get that knowledge and be able to put it to good use. We saw a lot of guys have incredible runs tonight, and it's really cool to see that. That's what we want to see. Is we want the guys with the little more average and above average ratings to be able to have an opportunity to take it to the aliens with those ridiculous gaudy I rating numbers.
Yeah, and then Seb, we turn it around and we come to a place like Zandvoort that we kind of expected a show I don't know that we expected this, though. Carter Lundy, Ted Burns were absolute animals at the front of the field. Race of the year candidate, I think, and we've had a lot of those in this series.
Oh, absolutely. This is race of the year. Even though I did not do every race this year for USF 2000. USF 2000. Yeah, USF 2000. Sorry. For Indy Pro 2000. And yeah, those battles were just insane. I wasn't expecting that out of Zandvoort. Like, at all. But it was surprisingly good. So I would like to see this again.
Yeah, we'll take more of it, that's for sure. And I think we're going to get more of it next week because it's Oval Week. Perfect to line up with the Christmas holiday. We're heading off to Gateway next week. We saw an absolutely wild race there in the TNT Shock Series finale. That will be coming up next Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But Bizzle, we're going to take a little break here for the Christmas holiday. But then we're right back on Tuesday with sprints, Silver Crowns, Indy Pros, a whole lot of official racing coming up here. This is kind of the bread and butter, I guess, of the iRacing platform. Yes, the hosted are cool, the leagues are fun, but running for an official world championship is kind of why you get on the platform and you don't play a game like an Assetto Corsa or something like that.
Yeah, I'm actually just starting to get back into official racing, and there's definitely a different level of stress to it. It's ranked, it's with guys, for the most part, you don't know. The series that we broadcast, they all have a very league-like feel, but anyone can hop into them. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't need to be in the know. You just hit register. As long as your safety rating is good enough, you get it in a race. So there's always that fun possibility of a guy, maybe like me, maybe like Mobin Khan. He decides, I want to run sprint cars this Tuesday. He could be there, and I think that's the most fun part of it.
Yeah, it is, quite frankly, there's a reason it is the best sim racing platform on the planet. IndyCar, take note and get back on here. But with that, it's time for us. That's what I want Santa to bring me for Christmas. A new IndyCar deal with iRacing. We'll see. Well, with that, it's time for us to get the heck on out of here. This has been quite frankly, an absolutely fantastic show here tonight. Thank you very much to Sebastian Kinder for popping in the middle of the night over there in Europe. We do truly appreciate that. James Watson hopping in the booth with me as always here on a Thursday night. It is so cool time of year when you count your blessings and you think about all the good things that happen in life for you. Getting to hang out with three of your buddies on a Thursday night and talk about race cars is a blast, and truly, truly a blessed human to get to do it. So we're going to go spend some time with our families. You go spend some time with yours. For Bizzle, Seb, James, everybody here at the National Racing Network that makes these shows happen, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, and we will see you on Tuesday night. Merry Christmas, everybody.